Bloodstone!
Remember when you thought you were going to get a new gem called Bloodstone, but you found out it was Ronaldo? Fun times. This episode begins with Ronaldo handing out flyers around Beach City. As always, the residents of the town aren't paying attention to Ronaldo's antics. Steven takes pity on Ronaldo and decides to take a flyer, only to find out this flyer is throwing shade on his family. Awkward. Ronaldo's flyers are telling everyone they should be afraid of rock people, and Steven tells them, bro, that's me and the homies.
You're a rock person?
Hey, that's offensive. They just told you. Ronaldo is made a fool, but is glad Steven was the only one to take a flyer from him. Steven says it's okay, everyone makes mistakes. Moments pass and Ronaldo posts a new video telling his 3 followers that he is leaving the platform. Can I make that joke? Kind of a small channel myself. Subscribe please. Anyway, he announces that he's going to join the Crystal Gems, and lo and behold, he's already at the door saying he's going to move in. As an introvert, this annoys me, bro. I hate people who show up unannounced, and I hate people who impose. Obviously, the gems are not for this, but Steven being Steven is more than welcoming of this situation. I get what he's trying to do here. The differences between them and how they accept each other makes the group so special. But, and I really have negative things to say about Steven, but a diamond was walking the surface of the earth a few episodes ago, and you just had to fetch your dad from a zoo in space. This is the least safe place for an untrained human to be. Ronaldo gets his official gem name, and he shows off his katana.
It's a replica from the anime I Can't Believe My Stepdad's My Sword. I understood that reference.
This is where everything kind of shifts in tone. Ronaldo tries to join the Crystal Gems on a mission and has to deal with rejection because, well, he's a human and has 0 training. When Steven comes back, Mr. Manipulative is in the building. The first thing he does is guilt trip Steven and impose his ideals on what a gem should be. What aggravates me about this scene is that it removes the little bit of growth we saw from Ronaldo at the beginning. He was spreading misinformation and wanted to rectify that mistake. The same person now thinks he's an authority on what being a gem is.
I just think a real crystal gem would want to show off their gem, like, all the time.
At night, Ronaldo is just training and disturbs Steven's sleep. Also, is this the trauma from the zoo episode making it hard for him to sleep? I mean, he's using an app to assist him, so I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. The next day, Connie leaves after training, and Ronaldo questions Connie's spot and dedication to the team. This is where my level of annoyance rises. This is the most entitled I have ever seen Ronaldo. You have done nothing to earn your spot here. She at least trains. You, on the other hand, spend all your time making Steven feel bad for not putting you on the front line on your first day. Ronaldo says she is not dedicated to the team because she doesn't even stay here. For some reason, episode Stone to the Sword is playing in my head. I wonder why. I want to point out something he says in this scene.
I'm here all the time. Look at that quality groove I've established.
To me, that says bro has been chilling all this time, not gathering information about the gyms or training. I don't see the sign that he's putting in work. He is here more often than her, but when she's here, it's clear she makes it work. He is not making any effort to be a gym if it's not on his terms. When Steven sets his boundaries, he does the most manipulative tactic. Instead of acknowledging how Steven feels, he attacks him, saying Steven is not being accepting. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a logical fallacy. Obviously, Steven puts someone else's feelings first and leaves, but he realizes that no, this man got me fucked up and calls out his behavior. While Ronaldo says he's interested in the Crystal Gems, the moment he wasn't getting what he thought he would get out of the deal, he stopped caring. His ideals are performative. Before he can even form a response, he just faints because, 1 week of no sleep. The Crystal Gems send him back home, and by the way, Poe gives Amethyst a compliment here, and I love it.
That was really good. Thanks.
Considering the tension that has always existed, it's nice to see them being nice to each other. Also, the Crystal Gems jump out of frame and just land a few feet away on the sand. Don't know why, but this was funny to me. The episode concludes with Ronaldo acknowledging he was being a jerk and that he needs to step away. The apology to me feels half-assed, but he's trying to help out in his own way now, so we will. Oh, hey, Avatar reference.
That's rough, buddy. You want me to put that in the Renault flit?
That's rough, buddy.
This episode has the lowest scores on IMDb, and I can see why. Me personally, my worst episode includes a certain lady stealing my boy's lion, but that's a story for another day. A couple of issues that I have with this episode is where it sits in the timeline of the show. I have never been the biggest fan of the Townie episodes, but this episode encapsulates my biggest issues with them. They distract from the most interesting stories. We just had a run-in with the Diamond Authority, and you're giving me this. Okay, but those are feelings one gets on first watch. Whenever I'm rewatching the show, I look at this episode and think, yeah, this doesn't really add much to the show. I can skip it. I don't hate self-contained episodes, by the way. I just hate ones that are forgettable. If you're going to distract from the lore, you have to bring something juicy to the table. What I'm saying is characters who are terrible human beings exist in shows, but they get away with it. They are even loved, but that's because they are entertaining. Rocknaldo is not entertaining in this episode. He feels like a detour that I never enjoy taking. And I'm not dumb. At first, he comes off as an ally, but in reality, it's riddled with performance. His actions are based on satisfying his ego and not empathizing with the cause. On some level, that's this episode's saving grace. It's a great commentary of people who are performative. He shows zero understanding of boundaries and inserts himself in order to be the center of attention. For someone whose original mission was to take down his ignorance, at least about the crystal gems, it's annoying when he switches to imposing his idea of what a crystal gem should be. And I still don't think the ending is satisfying, because it doesn't address what Rocknaldo's issue was at the beginning. He says he's going to walk away from it all and help from a distance. I would have preferred he goes out of his way to atone and visit the gems to really start learning in an effort to avoid making the same mistakes. I'm just saying, if this is the pamphlet you will hand out, you need to spend the time truly immersed in gem culture, and then you can deliver all that knowledge to everyone else. I don't think he has learned enough about the gems for this to be a solo crusade. All I'm saying is, it would have been cool to learn about the gems and their culture through Rocknaldo's journey. But I don't know though, I'm just a guy rambling on the internet. Also, is this even a problem worth solving? Everyone in Beach City seems to be chill with the crystal gems. I mean, Jamie was even willing to risk it all.